Dream so big it erases fear. At some point in life, everyone stands at a crossroads. One path leads forward toward uncertainty, struggle, and growth. The other leads back forward, comfort, familiarity, and safety. Most people, when faced with these joys, turn back, not because they lack ability, but because their dreams are not strong enough to overpower their fears. To truly move forward, you need a dream so big that it silences doubt, a vision so powerful that it keeps you going even when everything inside you wants to quit. The truth is, if your goals don't exceed your problems will always win. But when your dreams are bigger, when they consume your thoughts, fuel your energy, and ignite your passion, you begin to operate differently. You wake up earlier, you push harder, you endure longer, you become someone who refuses to stop. There will be moments when life feels like chaos, when everything seems to fall apart and nothing makes sense. That's not the time to quit. That is the time to prove your strength. Greatness is not built in comfort, it is forged in uncertainty. If you can learn to stay steady in the storm, you will outlast it. And if you outlast, you will rise beyond it. Think about the hardest moments you have faced, times when you believed you would not make it, but somehow you did. That resilience did not come from luck, it came from something within you that refused to give up. That some force is what you must tap into again and again. Too often, people delay their dreams. They say, I will start tomorrow, but tomorrow is a dangerous illusion. It gives you permission to wait, to hesitate, to stay where you are. If you want to change your life, you must reject that mindset. Tomorrow is not an option. What matters is what you do today. Take action now. Move forward now. Begin now. Another challenge many face is sharing big dreams with small minded thinking, either their own or others. A powerful vision needs belief to survive. You must trust that what you are chasing is not random but meaningful, not just a desire but a calling. Because when you truly want something deeply, relentlessly, you don't need motivation. It becomes part of who you are. It wakes you up in the middle of the night. It keeps your mind active when your body is tired. It pushes you to do what others will not. And that is the difference. Success is not about avoiding difficulty, it is about continuing through it. If you find yourself in the middle of struggle, what feels like your lowest point, don't stop there. Keep going. Because stopping in the middle of hardship guarantees defeat, but pushing through it gives you a chance at transformation. So dream bigger, act now, stay steady, and most importantly, don't turn back. There is no perfect time, only the moment you begin. As a human beings, we often fall into the trap of waiting for the right time, the right opportunity, the right feeling, some perfect moment when we tell ourselves we will start tomorrow, next week, or when circumstances improve. But the truth is simple and uncomfortable. There is no perfect time. There is only the decision to begin. Many people spend years making excuses instead of taking action. They convince themselves they are not ready, that conditions are not ideal, or that they need approval from others before they move forward. But in doing so, they delay their own growth. Progress does not come from waiting, it comes from doing. You won't truly respect yourself until you follow through, until you take something from idea to completion. There is a unique confidence that comes from finishing what you start, a sense of identity built through effort, struggle, and persistence. Without that doubt, the journey will not be easy. There will be pain, setbacks, and moments where quitting feels like the only option. That argue to stop, to give up, comes from everyone. Leaders, warriors, winners, every person who has ever achieved something meaningful has felt it. The difference is not that they avoided it, but that they pushed through it. Courage plays a critical role here. When you feel called to do something, when there is something inside you that you know you are meant to pursue, you must act on it. If you hesitate too long, if you spend your energy seeking validation or approval, you risk losing that drive altogether. Life does not wait, opportunities fade, and regret quickly takes their place. Another reason people don't chase their goals is deeper. They don't believe they deserve them. It is easy to dream, but much harder to believe that those dreams are meant for you. Yet the reality is, your potential is far greater than your current circumstances. Your life right now is only a fraction of what you are capable of becoming. That's why discipline matters more than motivation. Every day, there will be things you don't feel like doing, but you know they will improve your life. Do them anyway. Likewise, there are things you know will harm your progress. Avoid them. These small daily decisions shape your future more than any grand or sudden breakthrough. You also have to shift your mindset. Start living with expectation. Expect growth, expect success, expect that your efforts will lead somewhere meaningful. Because the way you see your life influences the way you experience it. If you live in doubt, you will find reason to quit. If you live with belief, you will find reason to continue. And above all, show up. Half the battle is simply being present, choosing to stand up, step forward, and face what is in front of you. You cannot win a fight you refuse to enter, but the moment you show up, you have already changed the outcome. You have already taken control. So stop hiding, stop waiting, face your fears directly and accept whatever comes with the attempt. Tell yourself every single day, here I go again, I have what it takes. Because you do, there is more within you than your current results reflect. More strength than your struggles suggest. More potential than your situation reveals. Wanting something more is not weakness, it is a human nature. Everything around you was built by someone who wanted something and chose to pursue it. Now it is your turn. Discover your gifts, develop them, push them beyond their limits. Don't settle for using only a fraction of what you are capable of. Expand, adapt, and grow. But first, start. Not tomorrow, not someday, today. It is not over until you win. There comes a point in life where everything seems stacked against you. No one believes in you, you have failed repeatedly. Opportunities slip away, and even the lights, both literally and metaphorically, feel like they have been shut off. Yet, despite all of it, there you are, still holding on to your dreams, reviewing it, repeating it, reminding yourself it is not over until I win. That mindset alone separates those who eventually succeed from those who give up too soon. Success at its core is not as complicated as people make it out to be. The principles are simple: discipline, persistence, consistency, and belief. What is difficult? It is not the process itself, but believing that those principles apply to you. Too many people think success is reserved for someone else, someone more talented, more connected, more fortunate. But the truth is, everyone is designed with the capacity to succeed. The real obstacle is often internal. You have to get out of your own way. Imagine for a moment that today is all you have, no tomorrow, no second chances, no opportunity to go back and fix what you did not do. How would you approach your life differently? That sense of urgency, that seriousness has the power to transform everything. When you treat each day as if it truly matters, your focus sharpens, your excuses fade. Regret is often born from hesitation, from knowing you could have done more, learned sooner, or acted differently. The world is filled with knowledge, tools, and opportunities to grow, yet many people ignore them until life forces a lesson upon them, and by then the cost is often higher. So, why don't more people reach their full potential? One major is fear. But interestingly, humans are only born with two fears: the fear of failing and the fear of loud sounds. Every other fear, fear of failure, rejection, judgment, is learned over time, and what is learned can also be unlearned. Failure itself is not the problem, staying down is. Winners fail. They fail often, but they get back up every single time. That is the defining difference. Losing does not make you a loser, quitting does. As long as you keep getting up, you are still in the game. Of course, there are things in life you cannot control: circumstances, obstacles, setbacks, unexpected hardships. They are inventable. But what you can control is your response. You always have a choice: give up or keep going. Unfortunately, most people make decisions based on how they feel in the moment, and feelings are unreliable. You would not always feel like waking up early, putting in the work, making the call, or pushing through one more round. But if you let your emotions dictate your actions, you will miss out on growth, opportunity, and fulfillment. Emotions change. What feels impossible right now may feel manageable an hour later. That's why discipline must override feelings. Action must come before motivation. So fight, even if it means going down, swinging fight with everything you have. Because more often than not, if you give your full effort, you will not go down at all. You will win. But that fighting spirit has to become a part of your daily life. It is in the extra repetition, the extra mile, the extra effort when no one is watching. And if you find yourself in a dark place right now, struggling, doubting, barely holding on, remember this: it is always too soon to quit. Your best days are not behind you, they are ahead of you. But to reach them, you must make a decision. You must stop seeing yourself as a victim and start becoming a warrior. That means taking responsibility, dropping excuses, and holding yourself accountable. Because deep down, you already know the truth. You know you are capable of more. You know you have been underperforming. You know there is a better version of yourself waiting to be unleashed. The gap between where you are and where you want to be is not about ability, it is about commitment. Real winners fall in love with the process. They don't just chase the prize, they embrace the work it takes to earn it. And that's where many fall short. They want success, but they are not willing to endure what it requires. You cannot reach the level by doing the same things that kept you at this one. It is time to stop avoiding the challenge and start running toward it. Stop talking about what you are going through and start pushing through it. Put yourself in a position where retreat is not an option, where it is do or die, sink or swim. And from this day forward, make a commitment to give everything you have to your growth, to show up no matter how you feel, to say yes to your dreams, even when it is hard. Because every day you say no to your dreams, you say yes to regret. And one day you will wish you had chosen differently. So choose now, keep going, keep fighting, and don't stop until you win. The cost of one more minute. It is easy to believe that small decision does not matter. Hitting the snooze button, skipping a workout, delaying a task until tomorrow. But what most people fail to realize is that one small moment of hesitation can cost far more than they imagine. That single day you choose not to act could push your dreams back by months or 7 years. Success is not built in grand gesture, it is built in daily battles. Every morning presents a choice: stay in the comfort of a warm bed or get up and move closer to your goals. Those extra 10 or 15 minutes of sleep may feel harmless, even deserved, but over time those moments compound. The question is simple: are those few minutes worth delaying your future? Life is not about winning every day, it is about showing up for the fight. It is about embracing the struggle, the repetition, and the discipline required to grow. The real transformation happens in the grind, the quiet, unseen effort that tests your commitment again and again. To reach the next level of your life, you must keep going, even when things don't make sense, even when your path feels chaotic, because greatness demands the ability to function in uncertainty. If you fall apart when life gets messy, you will never reach your full potential. Your mindset plays a powerful role in this journey. What you consistently hold in your mind begins to shape your reality. If you keep thinking the same way, you will keep living the same life. Change your thinking and you begin to change your results. But let's be honest, this is not about motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline is what matters. If you only act when you feel like it, you leave your future up to chance. True growth happens when you do what needs to be done, regardless of how you feel. That is where consistency is born. Opportunities are everywhere, but they don't wait. Too many people fail to appreciate the present moment until it is gone. If you have a chance, take it. If you make a mistake, learn from it and move forward. Progress does not require perfection, it requires action. Often, the biggest obstacle is not the world around you, it is you. Self doubt, hesitation, fear, these internal barriers hold more people back than any external circumstance ever could. The difference between average performers and elite ones is how they value time. High performers move with urgency. They act with speed and clarity because they understand that time is limited. They don't wait, they prepare, they train, and they execute. Your environment matters too. The people around you influence your standards. If you are surrounded by average thinking, it is easy to settle into average results. But if you want something you have ever had, you must be willing to do something you have never done, including stepping outside your comfort zone. And that requires courage. Courage to fail, courage to try, courage to face the possibility that things might not work out and doing it anyway. Imagine for a moment the end of your life. Picture yourself lying there, surrounded not by people, but by the ghosts of your unfulfilled potential. The ideas you never acted on, the talents you never developed, the dreams you abandoned, they are there, not as memories, but as reminders of what could have been. That vision is not meant to scare you, it is meant to wake you up. You were given potential for a reason, but potential alone means nothing without action. Like a seed planted in the wrong environment, it will never grow into what it was meant to be. Don't let your surroundings or your excuses limit what you can become. You might have had a difficult start. Maybe life has not been fair. Maybe you have faced challenges others did not. But your beginning does not determine your ending. You have the power to change your story. So step into the arena. Get uncomfortable, get messy, fall down, get back up. Repeat it as many times as it takes. Because the people who succeed are not the ones who never fail, they are the ones who refuse to quit. And understand this, the version of you that got you here is not the version that will take you to the next level. Growth requires change. It requires letting go of old habits, old mindsets, and sometimes even old identities. Let your dream challenge you. Let it break you down and rebuild you are stronger. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need extraordinary talent. You need commitment. You need belief. And most importantly, you need to act. Because in the end, it is not the big moments that define your life, it is the small ones you choose not to waste. Let life hit you, but don't let it stop you. There is a powerful kind of confidence that comes from belief, the kind where you look at a challenge and think, I can do this. Not because it is easy, not because you are guaranteed success, but because you have decided to believe in yourself. That belief alone can carry you further than talent ever will. But life has a way of testing that belief. When you decide to chase a dream, don't expect a smooth path. Expect resistance, expect setbacks, expect moments where everything seems to fall apart. You will get slapped around by circumstances, deals with fate. People will disappoint you, opportunities will disappear, and when it happens, don't take it personally. It is not happening to you, it is just life happening. Too often, people respond to hardship by asking, why me? But that question does not move you forward. The better response is acceptance. Understand that struggle is part of the process, not a sign that you are on the wrong path. When things go wrong, don't go down with them. Stand firm and keep moving. In fact, some of the best preparation you can have is learning how to handle worst case scenarios. Just like in high pressure environments where people are trained for failure before success, you must be ready for things to break, collapse, or fall apart and still continue. Because you will fail, and that is not a weakness, it is a strategy. You can fail your way to success if you are willing to learn, adapt, and keep going. Failure builds resilience. It teaches you what works and what does not. But to benefit from it, you have to be honest with yourself, and that is where many people struggle. It is easier to live in denial than to face uncomfortable truths. You might already know that a relationship is not right, that a job is not fulfilling, or what you are not living up to your potential. But fear keeps you stuck. Fear of uncertainty, fear of starting over, fear of failing. So you stay where you are, hoping things will magically change. But deep down, you already know they will not. Growth requires courage, the courage to walk away from what is comfortable and step into the unknown. And here is the truth, wherever you come from, you can always go back. The fear of losing everything is often an illusion. What you risk by staying stuck is far greater than what you risk by trying. Sometimes your dream will feel overwhelming. It will or it will challenge you, stretch you, and even break parts of who you are. Let it. Let the dream reshape you. Let it strip away your old habits, your limiting beliefs, and your comfort zones. Because the version of you that exists today is not enough to carry the weight of the life you say you want. You have to evolve, and that starts with taking ownership. No one else is responsible for your future. No one else will build your dream for you. You cannot wait for someone to rescue you, validate you, or hand you success. It is on you completely. So stop making excuses. Stop settling for less than what you are capable of. You cannot fit a big dream into a small life. If you want more, you have to become more. That means taking risks, that means showing up, that means working when it is hard and continuing when it hurts. Because that is what separates those who succeed from those who don't. Winners don't quit, they adopt, they persist, they hunt for opportunities even when conditions are not ideal. They fall, get up back, and keep moving forward. And along the way, they are shaped by pain. Pain is inevitable. You will experience loss, disappointment, and hardship. But pain is not the end of your story, it is a turning point. The question is not whether pain will come, but what will do with it. Will it make you bitter or will it make you better? Every difficult moment carries a lesson. Every setback carries an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. If you choose to learn from it, pain becomes a tool for transformation. If you don't, it becomes a weight that holds you back. Don't waste your pain. Use it to fuel your growth. Use it to build character. Use it to create a stronger version of yourself. Because this is not where your story ends. No matter where you are right now, there is more in you. More potential, more strength, more possibility than you have shown the world so far. Your current life is not a full reflection of what you are capable of becoming, but reaching that potential requires action. It requires you to push forward when things get hard, to keep believing when results don't show up immediately, to take responsibility for your choices and commit to becoming better every single day. You have the ability to shape your future, to make an impact, to build something meaningful, not just for yourself, but for others as well. Yes, it is hard. Yes, it is uncertain, but it is worth it. So let life change you. Let it test you. Let it push you to your limits. Just don't let it stop you. When life knocks you down, build yourself back up. There are moments in life that feel unfair when everything you have built suddenly collapses. Maybe you lose your job. Maybe your plans fall apart. Maybe you are forced to start over from scratch when you thought you were finally moving forward. It is in those moments that reality hits hardest. And let us be honest, when someone is going through that kind of struggle, telling them to just stay positive does not help. It does not that simple. Life can be brutal. It can leave you shaken, uncertain, and overwhelmed. It can put you in situations where you feel completely out of your depth. But that is exactly where toughness is built. Most people say they want to be strong, resilient, and mentally tough, but they want to develop those qualities in comfort. That's not how it's work. Toughness is not found in ease, it is found in discomfort. It is developed when you are pushed into situations where you feel like you are drowning, and instead of giving up, you decide to figure it out. At first, it feels unbearable. You struggle, you suffer, you question everything. But if you refuse to build, if you stand your ground and say, I am not going anywhere, something begins to change. Your mind adapts. It starts expanding, growing, and finding solutions you did not know you were capable of. You tap into parts of yourself that had been dormant. Strength you did not know you had begins to surface, not because life got easier, but because you got stronger. So, if you are going through something difficult right now, hold your head up. If you made mistakes, hold your head up. If things have gone wrong unexpectedly, hold your head up because it is not over. There is still something powerful within you, something unique. The path to becoming who you are meant to be is not the safe one. It is the uncertain, risky, comfortable road that most people avoid, but that is also the path that leads to growth. The safe route may feel secure, but it often leads to stagnation, to a life of quit, frustration where nothing truly changes. If you want something different, you have to be willing to step outside that comfort zone. That might mean planning your next move while still working your current job. It might mean sacrificing time, energy, and convenience to build something better. It requires discipline, focus, and urgency because real change does not happen casually, it happens intentionally. You also have to believe in what you are building. No one else will invest in your dream until you do. No one will believe in it more than you. If you don't take it seriously, why should anyone else? That belief must be backed by action. And that's where discipline comes in. Motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes depending on how you feel. But discipline is different. Discipline is showing up and doing the work regardless of your mood, your energy, or your circumstances. It is committing to your goals even when you don't feel like it. If you really only on motivation, you leave your future up to chance. But if you build discipline, you take control. Life will always throw challenges your way. You cannot stop that. What you can control in how you respond. As the saying goes, life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. So stop treating every setback like it is the end of the world. It is not the end, it is a turning point. Shift your mindset, Adjust your attitude because when you change the way you see your situations, you begin to change the direction of your life. You may have been knocked down, you may be starting over, you may feel like you are behind, but none of that defines your future. What defines your future is what you do next. So get up, stay focused, do the work, and build yourself back stronger than before. Fall in love with the process, not just the prize. Everyone wants to be the best, but very few people are willing to do what it actually takes to get there. If you truly want to rise to the top, you have to study greatness. Watch how the best perform. Learn how they think, how they train, how they live. But don't make the mistake of only admiring their lifestyle, the success. The recognition, the rewards, those are just the outcomes. What really matters is the process behind it all. Because success is never about what you see on the surface, it is about what happens when no one is watching. The path of greatness is not safe, it never has been. In fact, the only way to reach a level you have never experienced is to take a road. Most people avoid a road filled with uncertainty, risk, and discomfort. The safe path might feel secure, but more often than not, it leads to a life of quiet frustration where dreams remain unfulfilled. If you want something extraordinary, you must be willing to step into the unknown. There is a powerful lesson to learn from predators in the wild. A lion does not just hunt because it is hungry, it hunts because that is its nature. It, the chase, the effort, the strategy, that is where the excitement lies. The reward is only part of it. In the same way, those who achieve greatness are not just obsessed with winning, they are obsessed with the work. They love the grind, they embrace the discipline, they find purpose in the repetition and the struggle. That is where many people fall short. They want the result, but they don't love the process required to achieve it. They want the victory without the surf, but it does not work that the way. You cannot separate success from the effort that creates it. Real growth happens in the dark in those quiet moments when no one is watching, when there is no applause, no recognition, no external pressure. That is when your character is built. That is when your habits are formed. That's how when you decide who you really are. And make no mistake, life will test you. You will face criticism. You will be doubted. You may even be betrayed or humiliated. There will be moments when everything feels like it is falling apart, when you are left alone with your thoughts and your pain. In those moments, one question will define you. Will you keep going? Because pain is not just something to endure, it is something to use. Your struggles can either break you or build you. If you choose to push through them, they become your strength. They sharpen your mindset, deepen your resilience, and prepare you for the challenges ahead. When you commit to a goal, quitting should not be an option. Not when it gets hard, when no, you are tired, not when the results are not immediate. If you are going to quit, quit at your peak, not in the middle of the climb when things get difficult. Because the truth is, the harder the journey, the sweeter the reward. But success does not happen by accident. It requires intention, it requires strategy. Before every decision, every action or inaction, Ask yourself, will this make me stronger or weaker? Will this move me closer to my long term goals or further away? And most importantly, answer honestly. Self awareness is a powerful tool. When you stop lying to yourself, you begin to take control of your life because deep down you already have what you need. You have time, you have the ability to learn, you have the capacity to grow, you have the discipline if you choose to use it. The difference between where you are and where you want to be is not potential, it is execution. So stop chasing shortcuts. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop wishing for results without putting in the work. Instead, fall in love with the process. Embrace the grind, seek out challenges, push yourself beyond what is uncomfortable because that is where transformation happens and that is the only way you will never become the best.